Alright. Had a request. Somebody wanted to see the shop again. Just see if there's anything that I've done. It's not anything that I've done a lot of difference. I mean, it's all pretty much the same as it's always been. But I'm going to go ahead and get to that. And here you go, Allen Hobbs. You wanted to see what I had going on in here to get some ideas and things. It's just stuff that my little hideaway, getaway, workshop, camp shop, whatever, and stuff like that. So here you go. We'll get you started and let you kind of see what we got going on. It's a little wobbly maybe, but we'll kind of come back over here to the very end. Here's that behind the scenes clutter station that I keep telling everybody about. It's just basically, this is where I keep a lot of the stuff that I don't use on a daily basis. It's just little whatevers, here's and here's. And there's two chainsaws back there. That one that's out in the front right there was the one I was going to send, but they wanted to take too much money to send it. But that's my little Montgomery Ward compact refrigerator. But up there, these are just metal blanks of the saw blades that I've got that I've not made any knives out of in a while. And there's something other. It's a little mini forge that uses propane. I made it. There's all of my knife working stuff, leather strops, leather this and that, sharpener stones, a bunch of pocket knives, things like that. Inside of here is a bunch of files. Some of them are usable, some of them are just to be turned into flint strikers and things like that. Inside up here, just where I keep all of my whatevers. And down in there is a small nuts and bolts, things like that. More nuts and bolts up the top, more up into there. My beautiful picture. The knee brace that I wear when I'm out here. Some more wood shop clamps up there, different sizes of them. And then you got the pegboard of nonsense. It's just things that I use while I'm in here in the shop. Hopefully I didn't get nobody super dizzy. And down there on the bottom, it's a little work table that you can kind of pull out. Speed square. There's another blade that I'm going to be cutting down and making more knives out of it. I figure I could get a total of about 35 knives out of that. But that's another story, another day. There's my Singer sewing machine. I've got it put up. There's that box of leather I keep bragging about to everybody. It's just pieces down in there like that. Up there is some more backpacks. That Teton is over there on the side. It's the radio station that I keep my iPods loaded into. That's just a back wall, as you've seen how I was talking about how it went back into another section down through there. And it kind of goes over, but I just put up a shadow wall, I guess is what you would call it. But some of my little tools of woodworking. There's that router also that I mentioned, the Black & Decker. It's got that reverse. I don't understand why it's all on there either, but it does. And there's some planing tools up there. And there's one of my camp stoves, but I use it in the building in here for a lot of stuff. And there's a Dremel Black & Decker. Here is a propane torch set that I use to heat up with over there. My little mouse is a wooden toolbox that I made for me and Caden. Well, actually I made that one for me and I made him another small one. There's a just a regular chop saw, compound miter saw. Now I've got it outside. And there's some axes and stuff. And up here's my little workstation for bigger items and whatever. Some wood carving tools up there. just some knick-knack straps, ball bearings, son's walkie-talkies. Every once in a while he'll snatch them up and go, "Ooh, alcohol, apple cider." That's not a combination. But that's that little radiant heater I was telling a few of y'all about. That's basically 6 candles. If you was gonna, from my theory and my test on it, in this building here, you wrap around it and put a blanket over the top of you and that, you'll stay warm. But you don't put a blanket over it, you won't be warm. But here's my Craftsman vise. I use it, but there's the table that I use. I built it out of 2x6s and some plywood. It's sturdy. Another little wood shelf that I kind of put up over on the side. It's built out of 1x6s and just kind of houses things, just kind of get them up and out of the way. There's one of my little rock collections from me and my son. We kind of collect them. There's a lot of fossils in there, and there's a lot of different geode rocks or something. That's what he called them. There's my frying pan, my bellow. There's my little stove that keeps me at, I'm now at 72 degrees inside of here, so that's a good thing. And it does keep it warm and toasty and cozy in here. Underneath the bottom under there is another table, kind of like a shelf under it, and it's got some more leather under it, and my sketch pad and my stone for leather craft, a hammer, another rubber hammer. There's another heater that sometimes if it's not too cold, I just need to knock the chill off. I'll fire up that thing there, let it run, and then turn it off. Here's another table that I got set up inside of here. It's got my little sander, it's got a drill press, and then my little Ryobi grinder and some boots and stuff that I just keep sitting down there. It's a little Debbie rack that they were throwing away at the store, so I turned it into a little magazine holder rack, and it just holds magazines and whatever else I need. But oops, get that turned around here. I don't know if you can see the red line in there, but 72 degrees inside of here, and it's 31 degrees right now outside. So yeah, it stays warm. Some books, more books, more books. Pioneer radio that I'm gonna put in my truck, and my little rivets, things like that. I just put them in the baby food jars. There's my pipe, and then this thing down here, I built it. It's portable, it's movable. You can take it out, but that's where I keep all my leathercraft tool stuff inside of it. There's my JVC camera that don't have a very good battery life at all on it. But the little work table, it's basically been turned into leathercraft now. A little workstation to kind of do some leather stuff in it. And a little chair that goes underneath it. Here's my drying rack. Get it put back in there. But it's got my peppers. They're ready now. Be crushed up. It's got some sage that I dried out in it. And talking about some good smelling sage. I'm gonna make some sausage seasoning out of those peppers in that. There's some thyme. It'll go inside of it too. Why? Oh, that's what I got out of that little garden spot. Some more sage. Sage. Well, I got that one crooked, but it's got more sage in it too. And my battery charger. My son's little Red Ryder. There's that bow that I've never finished. It's just sitting up there. And my walking stick. My blowgun. Binoculars. Oh, my heat gun. My cricket holder. Up there on the top, got all my traps. This year, I only set 4 traps all year long. I just didn't have the time for it. There's my little rocket stove, 2 water containers, the backpack that I got a video coming up on, the green pack right there. That's my trap bag, what I carry my trapping equipment in and stuff like that whenever I go. There's that tent, canvas tent that we made. Here's my slingshot, just out of a piece of wood with some regular bands, and pretty accurate little feller if you know how to shoot it. And here's one of the bucks that we got this year. We didn't mount it because we needed the brain for the tanning. And that's just a box. It's got the hammock in it. If anybody else watches it, if I can get it out without really making a mess. This is the hammock in itself. As I said, I'm not quite sure how it sets up yet, but there it goes down. I'm thinking that it's set up, it needs to be set up with a pole system to go through that. But maybe somebody watching this can tell me how it sets up, or shoot me over to a link and show me how, 'cause I've not even set it up once. Probably made everybody dizzy just then. Underneath this right here, there's 3 sections of them. They're storage. And just, that's all they are, is just storage space underneath them. Sorry about that. These are fall mats. Man, I'm stumbling everywhere over here. It's just fall mats, and that right there's got more camping equipment stuff under it, and so does that one right there. So up here on the top, just another shelf that I made that houses certain stuff. Some more rocks, and there's the famous turkey / snake. We never did figure out what it was, and the gentleman finally told me what it was, so that was a good thing. Just some more rocks that I've collected. Most of these my son, he really likes them. Some flint, not real good flint, but it's good enough for sparking. Propane, or some soap. There's another rock that I use for striking. More pieces of trap flint. It'll make a spark. And that right there is all that I rendered down. TP, no toilet paper, or no toilet out here. There's my son's little 4-wheeler helmet. Up there we've also got just a buck saw and another wood saw over here on the side. There's all the stuff that was in that video that I normally would take with me. I just finally stacked it all up to there to where it's easy access. Here's that I never did finish. I'm gonna finish it though. I'm just got to get around to it. But up there, that's my son's backpack. That's his little junior scout tent. And then there's a piece of cedar that I had split down, and I just use it to hang necklaces and crafts and crap like that with it. There's another maple bow up there. It was made out of maple. It's shootable. It's ready to roll. I've not been shooting it much anymore because after about 2 years of shooting it, it got a split right there. You can kind of see that crack. It got a split in it, so I kind of quit. It's my arrow quiver. I don't have any arrows in it. They're all inside of the arrow case. But there's my ash pile. I'm gonna sift it down and make some soap out of it, make you a video on that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just the little man cave slash this, that, and cave. Place to hang out and do crafts. So, oh, up there's my fishing rods. There's some more up on that side over there. And I got that hoist for Christmas this year. I didn't use it because I just strangled them up by the neck. Didn't say that. But that's pretty much it. There's your tour of Mike's little shop. Man cave, whatever it is. So, but before we go, a nice little book. I think I pointed it out in the last video, I'm not sure.